There are few places on Earth quite as isolated or as spectacular as the Amazon. Venture deep into its heart and you enter a world completely untouched by the 21st century, where people live as they have done for thousands of years, surviving on the bounty of South America's mightiest river. But their simple life is under threat. The Brazilian government has just approved construction of a huge hydroelectric dam. And that's not the worst of it. 60 such dams are being planned all along the Amazon, flooding vast areas of rainforest and wiping out local villages. But as I discovered, the native people have one very powerful weapon, some well-placed friends in Hollywood. It's a way of life I thought no longer existed. Simple, innocent, unscarred by the outside world. But for how long? The Kipo people who live deep in the Amazon are under threat.
It makes me so upset. It's hard to really cope with it. They don't really truly understand what's coming their way. But we do. We know exactly what's coming.
And what's coming is this. Massive hydro dams all along the Amazon. It's shaping up as the world's biggest ever environmental battle.
My greatest fear is that there will be a showdown and there will be bloodshed.
You're saying if neither side backs down, we could see people killed?
I think so. I think so. They're fighting for their way of life.
For the Kipo Indians, it's reached boiling point. And you can understand their frustration when you meet the bureaucrats in charge. You're telling me you're going to build a massive dam and it's not going to affect any native tribes?
No.
I say to you that that's a lie.
No.
It truly is one of the most magnificent places on Earth.
I really truly think it is. And it's so far away, so very few people get to come and see it.
Christina Meier is a world-renowned photographer who's been visiting the Amazon for 20 years.
There's really no path through here.
Yeah, we're creating a trail.
I guess it's when you know you're really in the Amazon.
To get some perspective, we're heading to the top of a mountain called Standing Rock, the place where for hundreds of years Kipo warriors have come to keep watch for their enemies.
It's just spectacular, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is.
Up here, you really get a sense of what's at stake. For 360 degrees, all you can see is thick rainforest and the river. It's completely untouched by humans, but for a handful of native tribes. And what worries them is that not one, but 60 mega dams are planned for the Amazon, which makes you wonder what's going to happen to this beautiful place. It's taken us many days to get here.
Yeah, it's pretty remote.
And a stark reminder of this violent conflict as we get on one plane, a body is unloaded from another. Murdered? Shot dead. In the ruthless grab for land by loggers, miners, and now the power companies, life is cheap. And the rainforest is rapidly shrinking.
It's just so thick through here, isn't it?
Our final destination is Kenjam, a remote Indian village whose people still live as they have for thousands of years. And what a welcome.
I can imagine as a mother of children in this village not knowing what the future holds. When, ever since the past few hundred years, it's been certain every day. Every day they don't need to worry about much. They go fishing, they go get some water, they do some cooking, and life is good. For me, it truly is a window into our humanity. You see people that have been surviving this way for thousands of years, and it gives us a glimpse into our own past.
It's a place where the men still hunt as their ancestors did. And where the women do, well, pretty much everything else. Thank you so much. Such warm and generous people. So pretty much all their food comes from the river.
Without the river, these people are dead because they use it to go hunting, to navigate basically, and most of the protein is fish. But the river is what provides.
Their needs are simple, and the river is their lifeblood.
Wow!
How's that? We had the line in for about 2 minutes.
That's a very large fish. In this place, if you know what you're doing, you don't go hungry.
I've no idea what I was doing, and look what I caught. And does this just wash off?
No, this is going to stay with you.
No?
No, this is going to stay with you for a week and a half.
The ancient traditions of the Kipo are still alive and well. I feel like we've been accepted into the community with this.
Yeah, well, in their mind, at least you don't look quite so ugly anymore.
What a relief. And the necklace as well.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
I'm nowhere near as ugly as I was when this whole process started.
I think you look lovely. You could actually walk out there and be a good catch.
But these traditions may soon be lost forever. Further down the river, a couple of markers are the only indication that the world's third largest hydro dam, known as Bellomonte, will soon wipe out all life here. So this whole area will be dammed, as far as the eye can see.
As far as the eye can see, it's about 600 square kilometers. That's a huge area.
It's hard to fathom that, we'll be underwater.
Yeah, well, the wall is 14 meters high, so you can imagine all that water above us here.
If you're wondering how a big dam on the Amazon might look, check out a small one. This is the Santo Antonio Dam, which is being built further down the river. And I have to say, it is the biggest construction site that I have ever seen. But how's this? The Bellomonte Dam will be twice as big again, 12 times the size of Sydney Harbour. That's a vast stretch of rainforest underwater, gone for good.
We're talking about 40,000 people are going to be displaced or affected in some way.
While some villages will be flooded when Bellomonte is built, others downstream will see their river run dry.
With this dam, they're going to become poor and desperate. And people that were able to provide for themselves are going to have to go and beg in the city.
It's a sad thought, isn't it?
It's a dramatic thought. It's pretty upsetting. Yeah.
But these proud warriors won't go down without a fight. When these electricity company officials told a protest meeting they should welcome the dam, they were attacked with a machete and barely escaped with their lives.
If they come, we will fight. If we have to kill for this river, we will. We will be killing each other. Indians and whites will die.
You're not afraid. Yet you're prepared to die.
We have spears and we are strong.
If it sounds like the plot for a movie, that's because it already is. The film Avatar is based on the plight of the Kipo. In it, the Na'vi tribe are forced to defend their world against greedy corporations, intent on plundering the natural resources of the planet Pandora.
Get back! Back!
as someone who played Grace Augustine, a botanist who clearly was on the side of the Na'vi, you know, the parallels are just very uncomfortable. It's really siding with industry over people and over nature.
Actress Sigourney Weaver and director James Cameron have become real-life crusaders against the hydro dams.
I guess I'm not prepared to imagine what will happen if they build these 60 dams. It's
The end of the Amazon.
oh, for sure, it's the end of the Amazon. And this is their opportunity as this brilliant, you know, successful country to lead us, you know, in solar and wind. They have huge capacities for both.
How can we sit here and ask them to do that when in the US and in Australia, we're still pulling dirty coal out of the ground?
Yes. So I'm just saying it as a citizen. I'm not saying that my country is a shining example. It's a disgrace.
There's no doubt Brazil, with one of the fastest growing economies in the world, needs more electricity. But critics say hydro dams are not the solution.
It's inefficient because this is a flat place. So for hydroelectric power to really work, you need water to run fast. Here it runs really slow. You know, it's just these lazy rivers that meander through the landscape, and it's actually going to be running about 10% of its capacity.
For 30 years, scientists and environmentalists have been fighting against the Belo Monte Dam. Last month, Brazil's environment watchdog controversially gave it the go-ahead, but only after the previous head of the agency resigned in protest. The new boss, Kurt Trenopol, was not pleased to see us. Your predecessor quit because he wasn't willing to live with the decision about Belo Monte. Are you?
Yeah.
Yes, the decision is mine.
Isn't your job to look after the environment?
No.
No, that's not your job.
My job is
No, my job is to minimize the impact.
os impactos.
But if the Environment Agency of Brazil isn't looking after the environment, who is?
Our problem is
Our problem is that we need energy.
energy.
The river will run dry where these tribes live.
Nenhuma tribo será atingida. Não
No
há
tribes are going to be impacted.
retirada de moradores indígenas.
That's a joke. They will have to move.
Não.
No, that won't
Não
happen.
haverá isso.
So you sleep easy at night.
Of course. Of course.
The tribes in the Amazon aren't because of this decision.
Entendi, não tem que responder.
We finish here.
É.
Finish?
Yeah.
No more questions?
No.
But we hadn't finished. After cutting short our interview, Kurt Trenopol ordered his aides to lock our camera crew out of the room. And forgetting he was mic'd, told me what he really thought.
You have the
Old Indians there, you don't respect them.
So you're going to do to the Indians what we did to the Aborigines?
Yes, yes. What do
You are?
Yeah.
See, we accept that what we did to the Aborigines was wrong.
You know it's wrong.
This river flows through every part of the Kipo people's lives. The one certainty they take with them from childhood. And soon, it could all be lost.
When the Amazon is dammed, the largest, most powerful river in the world will never be the same again.
So these communities won't exist anymore.
No, and we will all be the poorer for it.
Hello, I'm Allison Langdon. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.